Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Aston Martin Vantage GT4, this time at Brands Hatch GP for yet another track guide. Good news is it's not me behind the wheel, it's Gianni Lutzu. If you don't know yet who he is a full-time driver coach. He's a professional racing driver. He's the guy that got me from 1200 iRating to 5,500. So if you want to check out his website, there's a link in the description, lutzudriverperformance.com. And as you have requested, we have now started making setups. So Sambo setups powered by Lutzu Driver Performance. There is a link in the description to our Patreon if you want to purchase this setup and race it for yourself. Anyway, enough of that, let's start the hot lap. Here we are, smashing it down the main straight, looking for the 100 on the left-hand side, brakes up to about 50%, holds it, drops down the hill in fourth gear, looking for this car loop bridge as we get through there, braking up to about 65%, again holding it for quite that long time, leaving it in third gear, getting back on the gas at the apex, over to the right side, looking for the 50 marker as we brake up to about 45%, down to third gear, back on the gas, nice wide exit, very lenient off track there, looking for the 50 board on the right hand side, quick brake up to 50%, leaving it in third gear, back up the hill, long pedal travel there on the throttle as you can see on the telemetry graph. Now we are looking for midway between the 100 and the 50, braking up to about 55%, down to fourth gear, just clipping that apex, exits nice and wide. Again, midway between the 50 and the 100. This time we're taking a lot more curb in fourth gear, exit nice and wide. Got to know the track limits around here to really squeeze those last few seconds off. And once again cutting the corner. Now we're over to the 50 marker, braking up to about 55%, leaving it in third gear, back on the gas. Over to the left-hand side as we come into the final corner, T9. Looking for the 50 board on the left-hand side, braking up to about 65% in fourth gear, back on the gas. Head back over to the right-hand side to shorten the track. And over and across we go in a 1:29.3. Right, got the breakdown lap coming up now. Right, breakdown lap. So first braking marker, you can see he's just hitting the brake now, midway between the 150 and the 100, but by the time that he's actually on sort of 45%, that's as we're going past the braking marker of the 100. Holds it at around 50%, leaves it in fourth gear, trails it off, gets back on the gas at the apex, although doesn't get up to 100% until he's straightened that wheel somewhat and he's down the hill. Next braking marker, nice and easy to remember, it's the car loop bridge, and as he's going under that, that's when he finds maximum braking up to sort of 60%, long trail off, doesn't start getting back on the gas until halfway through the corner at the apex, and again, doesn't reach 100% until he's started the exit and he's unwound that steering wheel. Over to the right hand side, and it's going to be the 50 marker, and as you can see, so he's on the brakes now, just as he's going past it, only holds it at about 45%, relatively short trail off, getting back on the gas as he's hitting a nice early apex there. Exits nice and wide. Now we're looking for this 50 board, so we're going to go through that, and now he gets on the brakes up to about 50%. Long trail off, leaves it in third gear, and it's a very patient throttle build-up, as you can see. So he only hits 100% now, looking at that telemetry graph. It's not a case of just mashing that right foot down. Right, now this succession of midway between the 100 and the 50 board. So as you can see, gets on the brakes up to about 55%, trails it off down to fourth gear. Can't really cut this corner, there is an off track there, but we are quite lenient on exit. So again, he's going to start braking just one split second. There we go. This is when he starts the braking, trails it off, and now you can really cut this corner. Got to keep the left-hand tyres on the track, right one's cutting, and you can exit really wide. Again, just keeping some part of the wheels on the track here. Now we're looking to our right-hand side for the braking markers. And again, midway between the 50 and the 100. On the brakes, only up to about 35%, but really cutting this corner, aggressively attacking it. And it's going to be the 50 board, as I mentioned just before we get there. He's on the brakes up to about 60%. Trails that off, cuts the corner on the inside so he can get back on the gas. Still going to exit nice and wide from that. Over to the left-hand side, it's going to be midway between the 100 and the 50. Down to 4th gear, picking back up on the gas at the apex. There's no secret to it. He just does the same thing, and he's good at it. Right, we've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy.